Hey, YouTube, Scarpad, some Scarpad's domain with you. Happy Sunday, another Scarpad's Sunday Sit-Down. Well, the second one, actually. And today we have a special guest we'll be bringing in a minute, but this is going to just relax, down bullshit, although I did pick out 10 probing questions I'm going to ask the special guest. And then we're going to show some of our top 5 box sets we have in our collection. So without further ado, let's bring in this week's guest. Dylan, what's up, Dylan?
What
My buddy
up,
Dylan.
brother?
Are you ready to get grilled?
Don't grill me too hard, man. My feelings might get hurt.
I'm gonna grill you like a fucking steak.
Little good cat, bad cat.
Yeah, grill you like a fucking roadkill.
But it's a top 5 box sets. Okay, so I know. I know.
Box sets, top 5.
We could be here all day. You know.
I know we're not gonna be here all day. All right. Well, two guns in the house, huh? Dylan late again. No, Dylan was on time. I was actually a little late this time, believe it or not, because I'm doing the fucking laundry. Okay,
It happens to the best of us. Dude, it's funny that like when you're just sitting around, you're like, God damn, like when is it gonna be this time so I could go do this? But then when you have shit to do and you're in a crunch, you're like, holy shit, dude. Like, I thought I had 30 minutes. It feels like fucking 5 minutes went by. You know what I mean? It's like, or when I'm getting ready, when it's time for work, man, and you got like an hour to get ready. That hour goes like that. And you're like, mother.
I was making a fucking meatloaf. Got that done. I was fucking watching Fallout, the second episode of Fallout. So I said, fuck it. I was going to watch the rest of that.
Yeah. Which you said episode 2 is better.
Episode 2 is better than the first episode.
Yeah,
so we'll see where it goes. It's only 8 episodes. I'll watch it.
Oh, did all 8 come out?
They all dropped. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't even see that. I just
it was weird too. It's like the first one was the longest one, like 75 minutes. The second one's like 66 minutes, but then they start getting shorter and shorter and shorter. So
right.
But yeah, once they got to the Wasteland, it was a little bit more interesting, I think.
Yeah.
And that's Christopher Nolan's son that did that, right? The same guy who did Westworld. Yeah.
This show?
Yeah, that's Christopher Nolan's son, Jonathan Nolan. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Let me see.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, he did Westworld. Of course, Westworld started out big too, and Peter.
I thought he said that he wanted to come back and finish it.
Finish what, Westworld?
Yeah, because Westworld got canceled.
It got canceled. I don't think he's gonna finish it.
Yeah, well,
I lost interest after the first season.
Oh, I lost after season 2. But yeah, once they left and the girl went into the real world,
right?
That was the end of season 2 when she left, and then season 3 they're in the real world. I was like, what the fuck is this show?
Yeah, I think the only reason season 1 was good because Ed Harris was good in it.
Oh my god, he was fantastic.
But then they did that wonky time is all over the place. You don't know what's new here, what's new, what's now. And then as soon as they brought in the dude from Breaking Bad, it was all over with.
I guess Jonathan Nolan directed 3 episodes.
Of what? Fallout? Or
yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, but his fingerprints all over it.
I'm sure he's a producer on it all and all that.
He's great at setting up like the world of Westworld, the world of this. It was really good. I mean, I have to give it to him. They really nailed the game. How it looks like the 40s and the 50s with the music and the cars.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it says he is the writer and creator for Westworld, created for television by him. But yeah, I saw something recently, like a week or 2 ago, saying that he wasn't a quitter and he refuses to let that just end the way it did, and he wanted to come back and finish it. But he like made a tweet like, I'm not.
Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, who would bankroll the guy? I mean,
I don't know. Well,
Westworld is one of those shows they don't even stream on HBO.
Yeah.
They stream it on Tubi.
I know, because I was bummed. I wish I would have at least picked up season 1 and 2.
Yeah, they streamed on Tubi.
I would have liked to pick up the whole show, because I would like to go back and see the rest of it at one point. Plus, you know how we are. It's something like you can't find it, and you're like, fuck, bro. Like, and it is worthy of watching.
And the first couple seasons came out on 4K, and they were dirt cheap for a while there too. So.
Damn. Did you ever pick any up?
No, because I didn't really care for the show. I liked the first season, but nothing I would rewatch.
It's hard too when you're like, well, they're on HBO. Like, I'll just always watch them on there. Like, why do I need them?
I don't like shows, and I felt the same way on The Witcher. I don't like shows that purposely manipulate the timeline to confuse you because
Oh my god, that killed me in The Witcher.
so the story's not that deep, so let's fucking just mix
And
it up
then
like a jukebox.
season 1 was so super confusing. Then season 2 of The Witcher was a straight book narration.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah,
That's probably just as bad.
Oh, it was.
Somewhere in the middle be okay.
It was like the entire time you have somebody narrating the entire show.
Right. Which is too bad because I did like The Witcher's story. I mean, I love the people in it. I like the story. I like that dude that was his partner there. That guy was great.
It just confused the fuck out of me. I couldn't get over him, Cavill, wearing the fucking wig, though.
Was it a wig, you think?
The white hair.
I thought he grew his hair out and just fucking
I thought so too, But yeah, he was good as The Witcher, but yeah, that just bugged the hell out of me. But I am curious to see what they're gonna do.
Well, didn't they fire his ass? Now they're bringing in somebody else.
Now one of the Hemsworth brothers is playing.
Oh God.
So I'm curious. So
he'll have to wear a wig for sure.
The next season should be one of the Hemsworth brothers. It seems it's popular enough that it keeps getting seasons, but because I wonder
why they fired his ass is because he spoke up. Because I remember he came out and he spoke up about getting about Superman.
And because he got Superman, he was supposed to come back as Superman.
Yeah, and then they fired his ass again.
No, I think he quit The Witcher. And then so he quit The Witcher, I believe.
And then they boned him off Superman too.
And then they fired him off Superman because of all the shit going on. And now he's supposed to be going to Warhammer on Amazon, which he's supposed to be a huge Warhammer fan. So I guess everything worked out for him. But he was also a huge Witcher fan. So I just don't think he's the greatest actor.
I mean, have they really done any Warhammer movies? I don't even remember any Warhammer.
No, that's like a...
Maybe they did do one.
That's like Dungeons and Dragons. That's like
with those little models.
Yeah,
I always wanted to get into Warhammer, but it's so fucking expensive. Those little models cost.
I hear that.
$50 each.
Well, I always
have a big
Dungeons and Dragons too. I think that's a little more affordable, Dungeons and Dragons than Warhammer. I think they also have video games. I'd be curious to see what that's all about.
Card games are huge. I mean, the local comic shop has this whole huge area, and it's always full when they do card games.
Yeah, Witcher 3 is a great game, and I know people that have played Witcher 3 over and over and over and over again. And then when they remastered it, they just kept playing it. That's it. I mean, it seems to be one of the greatest games ever made. But what was it? I just saw that.
So with Amazon is for every Reacher, there's a Lord of the Rings. I mean, you get good stuff, you get bad stuff.
Did you see that Cavill has a new movie and it's supposed to be based off the story that made the writer of the James Bond books that made him. In the trailer, it says this story is what influenced the creator of the fucking James Bond novels. It's called The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. And it's by Guy Ritchie, which is great. Guy Ritchie's on a roll lately, man. He's putting out a bunch of shit. It's got Henry Cavill. It's got Alan Richardson from Reacher. And it's got this guy, Alex Pettifer, which he's always good.
The thing that bombed, and I don't know if you've
ever seen really good.
Do you know that movie
in Highlander? He's doing a Highlander remake, Cavill.
Remember that when Sean Connery did that Legion of Gentlemen? What was it called? With the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde in it?
The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
I actually liked that movie.
That's based off a comic.
And it bombed. But I actually thought it was a pretty good movie. I
did too.
I love the version of Mr. Hyde, even though he was CGI with a hat and stuff.
Yeah, I like that too when that came out.
Yeah,
I did too. But yeah, I believe that's based off of
comic. Yeah.
Yeah, what's it? The big guy that does Swamp Thing or whatever, right? Or is that Alan Grant? Or
hey, half of two real entertainments in the house. Let's go, TK.
Yeah, Zach said Alan Moore. I thought, yeah. It looks like Chad Stahelski is going to be doing the Highlander remake. That's the guy who does all the John Wick movies, and Henry Cavill's starring in it.
Okay, Alan Moore comic. Alan Moore comic. Okay. Yeah, I love Alan Moore's run on Swamp Thing, so that's probably why I like it.
You like the Highlander, don't you?
I like the first one.
The first one, obviously.
But I even admit the first one isn't the greatest movie, but I do like it.
It looks like they're remaking it.
Yeah, I guess. Then we make it everything. So why not?
Yeah, I do want to see that fucking Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
You know, we talked last night about the Children of the Corn, and actually watching that movie. Remember, I said I was kind of disappointed because I thought it should be longer.
Mhm.
I actually want to go watch a 2020 remake, even though I understand it's not supposed to be good.
Right.
I want to see what they did to it, because I mean they could properly film that. That should be a miniseries.
Yeah.
Somebody should pick that up as
for sure.
That would be great for a miniseries. Delve into the background of it.
I want to go back and watch all of them. I forgot to look, but I wanted to check on Amazon for that DVD pack.
I want to watch
because
that.
Then there's the one that has Isaac's return. So I was curious. Like I want to see. They have to dive deeper into that.
Those dudes, like 20 years later, he still looks the fucking same.
Right. I mean, like we said, he was 25 in that at that point. So
he's like burial ground Michael. He never ages.
Right.
One of those fucking guys. So, all right. Well, let's get into the questions here because we got some deep probing ones here.
Looks like we could get Children of the Corn 6 movie collection on DVD for $7.50.
Wow. I may pick that up. I might pick that up.
Children of the Corn 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 Revelation. So yeah, that might be fun. I think that's the cheapest I've ever seen it.
Hey Kenneth, how's it going?
I don't think you're gonna want to buy it, but they do have the remake on Blu-ray for $15. I think they did a steelbook. Walmart did a steelbook for that as well.
Somebody's got to be streaming that remake.
I want to say I think Children of the Corn was remade twice though. Because there's one right here from Anchor Bay, and it was remade.
I was thinking Christopher Reeve was in one, but I think I'm thinking of Village of the Damned. Didn't he do the Village of the Damned remake with the kids?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it.
I get those two movies screwed up because Village of the Damned is kind of
got
like
the kids and shit. And yeah, that's the John Carpenter one.
Oh, the Village of the Damned is?
Yeah, okay. No, I don't think it's not Village. It's something like that. Where is my John?
Children of the Damned, Village of the Damned?
Yeah, no, you're right. It is Village of the Damned. But yeah, that's got. So they did. Children of the Corn had a remake in 2010, and then they just did the one recently as well. And it looks like they did another Children of the Corn Runaway. And that came out.
Well, I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, if you listen to the commentaries on a lot of these Stephen King movies, Stephen King was giving his short story stuff away. I mean, I think they paid $2,500 to option the rights for Children of the Corn. I mean, he wasn't charging big money for his shit. He probably should have been.
Right.
You know, now I'm sure he does.
Oh, I'm sure.
But all right, so let's get going there, Dylan. I'm going to put you in the hot. Are you ready to get in the hot seat?
Sure.
All right, cool, man.
Let's do it.
This isn't part of my 10, but I'm going to start off with this one. So the first question I'm going to ask you is, how did you initially get on YouTube? What's the story there? How many years ago was it, and how did it happen?
I'm not sure. I'm so bad with years, so I'd have to look and see when I created my channel. I mean,
and if anybody knows in the chat, you can throw it in there.
I know. Well, Perry would maybe know because. Let's see. I wonder if I could see on my settings. Oh, it says I joined October 21st, 2016, but that could be wrong. That could be just when I created.
Probably when you created an account.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta say you were definitely streaming in 2019 because I think that's the first time I went on with you.
Well, because also I probably was watching videos, but I didn't like initially start making videos up front. You know, everybody kind of they dip their toe in by joining the community first and in the chat rooms and stuff.
So was your channel always Dylan's Horror Show?
Oh hell no, you know that. What was it? Dylan's Comic Book Rants. Yeah,
okay.
That was it. Then I think I had Dylan's Comics because I thought Dylan's Comic Book Rants was too long. And then it just went into DHS, and that's what it's been ever since. Because originally it was I wasn't working, and I was big into comics and all the Marvel and DC movies. It was, you know, MCU was huge at this point. And this was before like Endgame and all that. So
well, none of you comic book guys have jobs. No, I'm always busting.
Yeah, I got a job now, motherfucker. But Yeah, so I was just kind of diving into some videos and stuff and trying to see, and then watching people go live and stuff. And Perry, I started going to see movies at the theater here and there.
Now did Perry? Well, we'll ask about some of that. Did Perry actually show your channel? And he must have showed your channel at
Yeah,
some point.
yep. That's what kind
It
of
was
like
late
gave
night.
me a little confidence too.
I think Perry pretty much brought everybody up. He
Oh,
did with me.
sure.
He did with everybody. Really.
Anybody that had like 100 or less subs, he always hooked up, man.
I mean, look at Lost in Comics is huge, and they got the start on Perry's.
Yeah.
TK did. Everybody did. I mean, a lot of these guys did.
I remember him like just commenting something. I forget exactly what he said, but maybe he said something like,
Probably said, "Look at this
I'm
long-haired motherfucker."
live right now watching your channel. Great show," or something. And then I saw it quick enough to where I went, and he was still going live, and I was like, "What's up?" And he was like, "I was just watching your shit." And so, and then after that, rest is basically history. I think I probably came on his show a few times and hung out with him, and
cool.
Yeah. So Perry was really like my first homie in the community, and I feel like Perry really brought the community together, and nobody talks about that. You know what I mean? Like I get Fables the champion now, but nobody talks about how Perry really rallied so many people and helped grew so many channels. And nobody's ever really said anything about it, man. I feel like, and if they did, it was a long time ago, and they.
Oh, I mean, Perry's definitely up there with Bueller and all those guys.
Oh my god,
the OG guys, because all the guys really sprung from all.
But nobody was doing that until Perry. Even though I remember I used to when I was doing comics, I'd bring fucking Professor Bill, I'd bring in Bueller, I'd bring Jim, I brought Robbie, John Comics for Kids. I'd bring everybody who would be willing to join, and we would just sit there for hours and hours. Now Jigs and all them do that all night long. The only thing is
those motherfuckers are still on when you're going to work. You hop in there at 6 a.m.
They made, like, I was doing that first, and then everybody started kind of doing that. But Jigs, man, he blew me out the water because I couldn't go. That motherfucker was going. He went like 2 or 3 days.
24 hours a day.
Yeah, I was going to say, there was one time they were like, he's been going for 24 hours or something. Like, he went to sleep and he let, like, somebody else run the channel for him.
Yeah, Jigs is the only guy I know that actually used up all his StreamYards in, like, one or 2 days.
Yeah, he's crazy, bro. And he's still going. He's still does late night streams.
Oh, yeah, I'm on there a lot with them, and Perry's up there a lot till 3 a.m.
Yeah. And Discovery Bay would come on and stuff all the time.
Yeah, Discovery Bay, yeah.
But yeah, it started off. Me, my brother, and my dad went to see like Rambo: Last Blood, and my dad was like, "Well, you should talk." I think I'm
gonna ask you. I mean, let's get back into that. So that's my number one question right here. Is what's your earliest horror memory? Earliest?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like my video, but
earliest horror memory.
Yeah.
Told you, get deep and probing, motherfucker.
I don't know.
Were you a bouncing young pup on your granddad's lap watching some gory shit movie or what?
No, I wouldn't have been watching super gory shit with my.
But Universal.
He would have been showing me Universal. The goriest he got would have been like Army of Darkness, but
or maybe Abbott Costello.
I was already exactly. He was classic. But I had already been like loving that stuff. Like I just don't know exactly what it was. One of my earliest memories was like I was in preschool and Halloween H2O was coming out, and my mom and dad wanted to go see it while I was at school, and I heard them talking about it, and I was like, I gotta come. So at that point, I was already watching horror movies. I remember this would be before, but I rented Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I go in the pitch black room, like the poltergeist kid, I always say. And I'm like literally, I'm Indian legs crossed, sitting, and I'm just face in front of the TV, pitch black room. My mom walks in on me and she's like,
"What are you watching?
What the hell are you doing?" Well, I think that was like, that's PG-13, so she knew that it wasn't like too bad, but she was just like, "Holy shit, you're in here by yourself, pitch black." And I was watching that. So my earliest memories was just watching movies with either my jiddu or my mom on TV.
Well, you're lucky because your parents were fairly young when they had all you guys, as opposed
Right.
my parents were always old, so we never did a lot of that stuff.
Yeah. My mom was like 25, I'd say, when she had me. So not as young as some of the people nowadays.
No, but young.
Still decently young. And yeah, so my dad was working 2 jobs a lot of times, so he was around for sure, but he was working. So it was like I spent a lot of time with my mom and really bonded.
Do you remember the first horror movie you ever saw?
It probably would be Halloween. Yeah, it'd probably be Halloween.
Okay.
Because that Michael Myers has always been my favorite. I'd say like Halloween, and then my mom and me watched like Friday the 13th. But she would always show these to me on TV because if they make, she used to say, do they make cut versions of these movies, like parental edited versions? I was like, they don't sell VHSs like that, Mom. So
actually, they did start doing that, like
CD.
They did that for a while.
Like they did that with
they
CDs,
tried that, right?
Did they? Well, that must be why she thought that.
They did try that for a while on DVD to come out with edited versions.
Oh, DVD. Well, this would have been the VHS.
Bobby, you could always watch them on TV, and
Well, that's why. Remember, I used to say she would buy me a bunch of stacks of blank tapes because she was like, "Here."
Right.
She's like, "I'm not gonna buy you these movies, but you can watch." She knew that if I was recording them on TV, there was nothing like.
Yeah, unless they were on cable like HBO or something, they'd be cut.
Right, but I think
whatever you saw them on like TNT always cut them.
But I would have had to do that in the downstairs because at that time we only had one cable box in the room, in the living room, where you could watch HBO, and that's where I'd go watch Tales from the Crypt and all that, and we would watch.
And then you must have found Joe Bob Briggs.
What was that? He was on TNT.
The 90s, yeah.
Yeah, it's but it was Monster Vision at that point. Right. So, like you said, he'd be showing the Godzilla movies and all the.
We should go back to showing some of that stuff. I'd love to see him show.
See, like I know a lot of people like Svengoolie and Elvira. Yeah. I like Elvira too, but Joe Bob was always perfect for me because he wasn't like Svengoolie's got all the makeup and he's great too. I just feel like those two are.
Well, Svengoolie's got a squad now. They came up with this Nosferatu looking guy. He's got like 4 people with him now. Yeah,
he's still going though too. So it's I mean. Those guys, those are.
And remember, he's not even the original Svengoolie. He's the son of Svengoolie.
Right.
So, what was the? Do you remember
great, but Joe Bob's always been my favorite.
Do you remember what the first horror movie was you saw in the movies in the theater?
It probably would be H2O.
H2O, you think?
H2O, Halloween H2O. Because like I said, I was in preschool at the time.
It was probably a drive-in, right?
My first horror movie at the drive-in. No, that was in the theaters, H2O.
Okay.
First horror movie in the drive-in. Oh, I'm not sure about that one.
I remember mine was Beneath the Planet of the Apes.
Was it? Nice.
That's kind of science fiction.
Mine could have been Planet of the Apes, the Tim Burton one.
And then I saw a shitload of the grindhouse shit in the sleazy theaters in the 90s. So.
Yeah. I'm trying to think because we had a drive-in very close to us that sadly got closed down, and it was right across the street from. It was called Memphis Kiddie Park, and then across the street was Memphis Drive-In. So my mom would take me to the kiddie park, which had like rides and stuff. It was like old school kids amusement park, but a small one. You know what I mean? And it was cheap.
Mm-hmm.
My mom would take me there, and then after. We'd maybe, depending on what time it closed, we'd either go straight to the drive-in or we'd run home, change, get some snacks, and come back to the drive-in. So that was like the greatest day of my life as a kid was going to that kiddie park and then going to the drive-in.
Everybody has any questions for Dylan in the chat? Type them in there. We'll ask them up. All right. So, what's your favorite horror genre and why?
And
you know what I mean by that, like slasher.
Yeah, I know. I mean, as a kid, and like probably, it might be slasher, just because that's like what that's kind of like what brought me into it were slashers. Over the years, though, I definitely have grown like a huge love for like those like thriller detective horror type movies, you know what I mean? Like Seven and all that.
Lord of
But
Illusions, that type of thing.
yeah, the I love body horror, obviously, like, you know, Cronenberg stuff, Saw, but probably down to it, slashers always are something that I like go out and try and see like as many of them as I can. But as you know, I try to watch everything I can. So I really love all the genres, but slashers is really what brought me into the horror fold. So I gotta give it to them because I feel like horror wouldn't be what it is today without slashers. I know that's like a gimmicky one, but that's really what I feel like started horror were slashers, you know.
So, what would you say is your favorite horror? Why?
Oh man, that's fucking easy, bro. The 80s.
Mm.
I do love the 90s though, because I'm a 90s kid.
Well, the 80s definitely for sheer content they had probably the most.
Oh my god. Yeah. Well, because even in the 90s, I grew up in the 90s, but there was so much that was finally getting put on VHS from the 80s even. Yeah, and 7 is getting a 4K. I can't wait for that. I cannot wait.
Yeah, the 90s and the 2000s had good horror movies. You just had to kind of pick and choose.
Yeah.
They're there.
And it also depended, like, if you didn't like the I Know What You Did Last Summers and the Scream, like, some people don't like Scream. I love that stuff. So that stuff wasn't as bad to me. I liked Valentine even and all that stuff. Like, you know, so I love those years. But 80s is just, you just never, it's just the greatest decade ever, man. And I'd say 90s is second, you know, but 80s just set the fucking tone, bro. And they had so many firsts in the 80s.
They better be ahead in that box for the amount of money they're charging for it. I mean, a real one.
Right. But yeah, 80s, man, they were just the gore, the practical effects. 90s, you get practical effects, but that's where they start leaning a little bit into the CGI, you know what I mean? And then 2000s, it really starts going, you know what I mean? So 80s all day, dude. And, you know, just a decade will never get like that again. And it's such a sad thing. And I mean, to this day, I'm still finding movies from the 80s.
I mean, we're still getting movies like, you know, the Hatchet movies and now the Thanksgiving films, really, they're homages to that.
Right, exactly.
So
Everything.
Getting it.
Every real horror director is trying to imitate a movie they loved from the 80s.
And that was my next question: who's favorite horror director?
Oh man, there's so many good ones.
But you got to pick one, your favorite.
If I had to pick one, it would probably, and I've always really said it too, so it's really not too hard, but
or at least a vagina. Put Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina in a box.
I was like, where did that come from?
Make some candles. If your head's gonna be in a box, you gotta put a vagina in a box.
Well, you go from director to vagina.
Who's your favorite director's vagina? No, who's your favorite director? Come on.
I'd go John Carpenter.
Yeah, okay, John Carpenter. That's it. You go for quantity there. Yeah. Some guys would say Alfred Hitchcock. I would say John Carpenter too.
Yeah.
Just because I love so many of his movies.
You know what I mean? Every movie isn't perfect, but I mean, without Halloween, dude.
Who's okay? Let's put it this way then. That's old school. Who's your favorite new school horror director?
Yeah, well, I'm glad you did ask that because I was gonna say
you can't put too many people with John Carpenter. Just
no, you can't. You can't. New school would be. It would probably be Eli Roth.
Yeah, I agree. Eli Roth probably.
Eli Roth.
There's a lot of other guys.
Adam Green, but I can't really because he hasn't done stuff in a while.
Alexander Aja has come out with some bunch of movies, but yeah, Eli Roth, I think.
The last thing Alexander Aja, I believe, did was Crawl. You remember the crocodile movie? Yeah, I want to say, or he produced that one. Nope, he directed Crawl, which I mean, just to show how
a few more movies under the belt. It could be that guy who did When Evil Lurks. A few more under his belt. It could be Damien Leone. But I want to see what else.
Oh yeah,
I want to see what else he has besides
Definitely.
Terrifier.
Definitely.
He has
I
to do
agree.
something different. He has to come up with a movie after Terrifier 3 that's
Mhm.
something different.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
I want him to keep making
Yeah,
Terrifier
make
movies, but
Terrifier
I
4
want to
2,
also
3
see
years
him
from
do
now, but come
something
out with
else.
something else, something a
But
little
yeah,
different.
Eli Roth, he's done horror. He's done fucking like shark TV shows. He's done ghost TV
He
shows.
did that
He's
the
done
house with the
VR.
clock in its walls, which is
I was gonna
almost
say,
out. It's almost
which
like a
that was
fantasy.
really good. I
Yeah.
really like that movie, and I want to pick that up on 4K. Speaking of, and I wish people would have fucking seen how great that was because he wanted to do sequels for it. I still
Right.
hope he'll get some sequels for that because Jack Black is great in that, and that's what that movie is
Yeah,
like.
I gotta watch that.
That
Yeah.
is the type of movie I loved as a kid, bro. I love that because it had all the elements of like fucking magic, little bit of horror in there. You know what I mean? And just just a perfect kids movie. But I enjoyed it as an adult.
Who's the dude there that did Pan's Labyrinth?
That's
Guillermo?
Del Toro, which another great
Yeah.
director as well. Great director. But
That's a
Eli
movie I gotta
Roth,
go back. I got the 4K of Pan's Labyrinth. I gotta
dude,
watch.
I haven't seen that in a long time. Oh, I would definitely consider Del Toro a horror director, without a doubt. I
Yeah.
don't know what else you would consider him. Maybe sci-fi. I would say he's horror all the way. Even his Hellboy movies. I mean, his In Shape of Water. I mean, all that stuff is like that guy is a horror director. Curiosities of the Cabinet of Curiosities.
Yeah.
I pray that gets a season 2 because I loved season 1. He's another great one. Eli Roth is just one that I can watch his movies over and over and over again.
Yeah,
Like
he just doesn't
basically
do
all
enough
of
of
them.
them. He
Exactly.
produces
He
more than
produces a lot of stuff. But I never played the video game. I'm curious to see what his Borderlands movie is going to be. I think now that he did Thanksgiving, I think he might start getting a lot busier.
yeah,
But I
Borderlands
think
might be
I think he's one of
follow
those that's careful. I think he knows like he doesn't want to put an overload on him. I think he does this for fun. And he said like I had a blast making Thanksgiving. He's not one of these guys that just takes shit for the money. I think he's doing this shit because it's a passion project. You know what I mean? And when he talks about the movies he's making, you can see like there's a passion with him. And that's what I think is missing with a lot of these directors nowadays. It's a paycheck. It's not, you know what I mean? It's not a passion project. It's just really to get a job. There are definitely directors who are, it's a passion, like Nolan's movies, like those,
right.
that's all him, like the script, like he's the one who comes up with all that. But he's a big enough director where the studios just let him do whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? But Eli Roth, he doesn't have pull like that. So,
All right, next question, and this question isn't just horror. It could be any type of movie at all. The movie that made the most impression on you and why.
oh, man.
It doesn't have to be horror. It could be anything.
Right.
That you've seen and really changed the way you saw life and saw other movies.
I don't know that one.
What's the movie that made the most impression on you?
I don't know. I don't know if something like that really does that for me in a way. I don't like changes my impression on life or anything. I love movies so much, dude. It has been like my escape throughout my years. So I just appreciate like every movie that I've ever loved and stuff. They've gotten me. Because obviously, man, I've had my problems with like depression and all that stuff. So like movies are really what get me through some of my toughest days, and they're like I look forward to stuff like that, like, oh my God, this is gonna come out. Movie, I can't really name just one. Like Army of Darkness made a huge impression on me as a kid.
Well, you said Halloween too.
Oh, for sure. Well, I'd already mentioned that. So,
Yeah.
but Halloween, Army of Darkness, Scream, Wolf, the OG Wolf, man. I mean, these are movies that like really shaped me to become like what I am today and what makes my taste in movies. And I mean, to this day, I'm still a huge Universal Monsters fan. all those movies that I saw as a kid with my mom.
And that's the next question. Favorite Universal monster?
Oh man, the Wolfman. All day. All day. Creature is a close second though. He is an easy second. I love the Creature from the Black Lagoon. But Wolfman all day. That's my dad's favorite, my Jiddu's favorite. I love the Wolfman and Lon Chaney. Just nobody ever could do it like Lon Chaney.
Yeah, Creature would be close for me, but I would say Wolfman.
Nobody to this day has done it like.
He also appeared in more movies than
nobody's done it like. Nobody's done it like the guy who played the Creature either, though.
Right.
Those are two like people have played Dracula, and you just don't get better than what came before. It's crazy that you were talking about movies that were made in what like the
75 years ago,
and nobody has done a better Dracula than Bela. Nobody's done a better Wolfman than Lon Chaney. Nobody's done a better Invisible Man since fucking Claude Rains. And I'd say no one's done a better Mummy since fucking Boris Karloff. Nobody's done a better Frankenstein or Bride of Frankenstein since fucking Boris Karloff and I'm so sorry. What's the bride's name in real life?
Elsa Lanchester.
Elsa Lanchester. Thank you.
I mean, Lon Chaney. I mean, you felt for the guy. You know, you felt sorry for him. He was truly somebody who was a victim, and you never felt that with Benicio del Toro.
I love that movie. I do really like that, but you don't feel like you really felt for Lon Chaney. Like he was just trying to go meet a girl in her father's store. You know what I mean? He's just trying to get laid, but you could tell that he was the type of guy where it's not just trying to get laid. That he was like. He was like, this might be the guy.
He was one of the guys.
You could tell he was light on his heels for her. You know what I mean? I love that movie.
And then later on, you felt bad because
he Lon Chaney's father.
He just wanted to die, and he couldn't die.
Yep. I had just his eyes, man, portrayed so much, man. And
especially when he turns into the Wolfman. Like, you look at the eyes. He had those scary good eyes for it.
Or like when he'd wake up the next morning and he's like, what's going on? And God, just so good, man. I mean, his father's son for sure, dude. I mean, that it's crazy. Did Lon Chaney ever have any kids?
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
none of them ever got into business or anything.
No, well, he had a tortured life, and he turned into an alcoholic at the end of history. So.
Yeah.
Favorite horror characters? All the other characters besides the universal one. Who's your favorite horror character or icon or monster?
Yeah, I mean it would definitely be Michael Myers. Definitely Michael Myers. I always grew up loving him so much. He's the one who actually scared the fucking shit out of me. So there's always something about that fear where you're like scared of it, but you love it. You know what I mean? But Chucky always was a favorite of mine. I think that's one that a lot of people I see like gravitated to as a child. You know what I mean? But Leprechaun, that was a big one as a kid. That one freaked the fuck out of me too. But Michael Myers always been one of my favorites. I remember first time watching Nightmare on Elm Street as a kid. Oh my God, that one scared the living shit out of me. Like when she's walking around the school and her friend's like in that bag, like in the clear fucking bag or whatever, like her dead friend covered in blood and shit. I remember that just being so freaky, bro. I mean, Wes Craven, dude. I mean, you go from something like Scream, which is like lesser than that. It's a little bit more trying to have fun and still scary though in its way. I mean, that like Ghostface is more real in my opinion. Like it's just somebody putting a mask on, just like Halloween. But that was more kind of like having fun with it. Scream was that trying to like be like Halloween, but have a little fun. And poke nods and all that, the stuff like that, and the trope and all that, like if that really happened in life. But Nightmare on Elm Street was like Wes Craven really showing like that he can make something scary as shit, bro. And it's kind of Wes Craven, man, is he'd be like probably my second favorite of the directors because I mean, all these guys, Tobe Hooper, John Carpenter, all Tom Holland, all these guys, they created like one character. Wes Craven had Ghostface and Freddy, bro. You know what I mean? But Tom Holland, he didn't create Chucky or anything. Like, that's Don Mancini, I'm sorry. But Tom Holland did fucking work on Child's Play 1, and he also did the greatest fucking sequel to a movie that nobody thought ever could be done, Psycho 2. You know, nobody thought you could ever do a sequel to the greatest, you know, one of the greatest.
Plus, Wes Craven with The Hills Have Eyes and Last House on the Left. He was not grindhouse material.
Yep.
And he worked in superhero market. He did fucking Swamp Thing. Hands and pretty much
he's another one that kind of reminds me of Eli Roth, where he kind of put his hands in a bunch of stuff, you know. But because John Carpenter really kind of stayed in the horror realm, the closest he ever really got to getting outside of it, I'd say, is Invisible Man, the Memoirs of the Invisible Man.
Well, Escape in New York is an action sci-fi.
Well, yeah, he got out.
They Live is kind of sci-fi a little bit.
He got out into like the action sci-fi a bit, which, like you said, Escape from New York is your favorite film of all time, and
one of them, yeah.
I'd say that and Big Trouble in Little China are two of my favorites of all time.
Well, we got to say for favorite sci-fi movie.
Favorite sci-fi movie. Do you consider Big Trouble in Little China a sci-fi movie at all?
More of a fantasy, but I guess you could put it in there.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Favorite sci-fi. Ooh, that's tough. Fuck. I feel like I'd have other ones. Right now, maybe. Right now, maybe I'd say Aliens. Cause I always love the first Alien movie scared the living shit out of me, but I always have loved Bill Paxton and all that.
It's like I thought you were going to say Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah. Oh, like Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm still like kind of in the horror zone a bit too. If I'd say like sci-fi horror, it'd probably be like Aliens. If I'm gonna say like pure sci-fi, I'd probably go one of the Star Wars movies, like Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, for me, it would be definitely
sci-fi. Killer Clowns even has a bit sci-fi.
Buckaroo Banzai for me, or Escape from New York.
Buckaroo Banzai. Oh, so you consider Escape from New York sci-fi?
Oh yeah, that's sci-fi. It's a futuristic story. It's sci-fi.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, I was gonna say apocalyptic, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why. Because I would have said Big Trouble in Little China if you thought that was sci-fi. But
and I probably figured this is probably a tough one for you too. This would be a tough one, but I think I know what the answer is going to be. Favorite TV series?
Oh man. Well, I'll give you two.
No, you gotta give me one.
I'll give you two.
Your favorite
genres. I can't do one. I can't do just one.
You're good.
It's genre based, man. Well, if all-time favorite would be Sons of Anarchy. All-time favorite. And then Sopranos would be second. But horror, always been Tales from the Crypt. Tales from the Crypt, man. So that it would probably be Sons of Anarchy, Sopranos, then Tales from the Crypt if I went all time.
Yeah, you really have to do that, like favorite by genre. You know,
exactly.
You got
Yeah.
So it's a tough one not to do when you don't do favorite by genre.
But yeah, it's funny we were talking about Westworld because you showed me the Westworld movie, and I always was like, I thought that would be. I love that movie because you showed it to me, and that's a great one, and that actually made me appreciate the show a little bit more. But I like the movie actually better, I think, now, actually going back, because I never thought I would like the movie after seeing the first two seasons of the show.
I would have tried to stay in Westworld for the show at least a little bit more than they did, but
yeah.
Well, that's it, buddy. You survived the 10 questions, so thank you very much for coming on and doing that.
Man, I thought I was gonna bust out in tears.
No, I thought you were gonna cry for a while there, but
yeah, man,
get away from the more sensitive topics, you know.
Yeah.
Well, those other people do those.
You know, what's another couple good sci-fi? Ex Machina, Starship Troopers.
Hey, Paul.
Love that. And if you consider it,
Yeah.
Well, the
The
thing.
Matrix would be a good one to pick too. The first
Actually,
Matrix movie is really good.
Well, this is like more.
I didn't care for any of the other
To
ones,
me,
but the first one I like.
the thing is more horror. But if I consider like that sci-fi horror,
It could be sci-fi horror.
Sci-fi horror, that actually would be my favorite. Is the Thing. That would I'd
And we're
probably
taking the Carpenter thing, not the original thing.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
I love
for
the
sure.
original, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah, not the Thing. Well, to me, that's the Thing from another world. You know?
Right.
As a kid, though, my favorite, like as a little kid, it probably was like E.T. and Back to the Future. I love those movies. But Alien would have been like the one that scared the living shit out of me. And for a favorite, a sci-fi.
I like to see E.T. come back, find out that Elliot is dead, and go on a killing fucking rampage and take over the planet.
All the Winnie the Pooh fucking horror movies coming out. Where's the E.T. killer movie?
And Mickey Mouse one now coming out too. Mickey Mouse killing Mickey Mouse. So.
Right. We gotta get an E.T. one, man. E.T.
All right, so before we go, we're going to show the box sets. I'm going to pick out 5 box sets in my collection I like more than the other box sets in my collection. So I'll do my 5, and then I think...
So is this your top 5 favorite box sets?
Top 5 favorite in my collection.
I want to see what you have just because I'm going to show my favorites as well, but I want to do some like different ones than you. So
and some of them are collection, some of them not. But my number 5, top 5, still...
But they're hard box. They're hard box sets, right? Yeah.
Would be Vinegar Syndrome's Gorgo. I love this box set.
You know that's sold out too.
Because
like the hard box sold out.
Yeah, this movie, I always loved this movie as a kid growing up, and it was always terrible looking. It looked horrible. And it looks so good. The box set is fantastic. It's got a nice hard box shell. It's got an inner fucking cardboard, and then you got the movie in 4K. So this Gorgo is one of my favorites.
I find myself just pulling that out just to look at it sometimes, man. I love that cover.
I'll pull out my Gorgo and look at it.
I just look at it, man.
The next one I really think I love is my Hellraiser box set.
Yes.
I mean, they did such a nice job. Arrow did with this box set coming out.
Did you see the new one they did for it? And
definitely not as good.
It's not as good, but I wish that they put those in I wish they did 3 separate discs and put them in that. You know what I mean?
This thing's got a major book.
Like they did for the Psycho set. Why didn't they give us a little bit of a bigger?
Of course, we get a little bit, but this is the trifold. But look at that! I love that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I just hate
I am in hell. Help
them
me.
all out like that.
Yeah, I know.
I like them individual cases. That's
right. Yeah,
and they did the Psycho set like that, so it was weird that they did that. But I know that new it's like Terra trilogy. It's it's a super soft box.
Yeah, because it's almost
a hard box.
As you're seeing the difficulty I have getting the thing back in there.
Yeah,
it's a pain in the butt.
But it is gorgeous.
Still a great set. I love it.
And dude, Hellraiser 4. Well, it's the first 4 on there. Hellraiser 4 looks great, man. They all look really good.
Without doubt, until there's a new box set, a new 4K box set of this coming out. I think I'm getting. It's been delayed, but until then, we'll have to go with the Blu-ray set, the Terrifier set.
Ooh.
I love my Terrifier set.
Oh my god!
This is art collection. Bad. You know, this has the hardest shell case in the world. I mean, look at that thing. And then you get Terrifier 1 on Blu-ray. Then you get Terrifier 2 on Blu-ray. Right here. In addition to that, you get these really nice looking cards on Blu-ray. You got a ton of these cards. All really, look at that.
Hell yeah.
And then you get the nice book talking about this is art. Look at that. Look at that picture on that.
Oh man, that's great.
And then this whole thing is full
you want to make yourself, I was gonna say you should have made yourself big.
Yeah, it's all right. But I love that set. The next set I love, without a doubt, is my Texas Chainsaw Massacre set. I watched this the other day.
Said that they had put some of those Grindhouse Releasing put some of those slightly damaged
Boxes.
back in stock, the deluxe, and of course I missed it, man. I would have got it slightly damaged.
This
I
has
love
such a
that
great
scent.
transfer. It looks like the movie was filmed yesterday. It's rigged, but it still has all its grain. It looks great.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, it comes with look at this book. It comes with
Damn, that's a
hardcover.
That's a hardcover.
Hardcover book. It goes through all the stuff for the movie. It has the cards, and then of course it still does have a flip out. But here it is. I love the artwork. I look at the artwork on this.
Damn. Are this or is it 4K Blu-ray and a bonus disc?
It's a 4K, a Blu-ray, and a bonus disc. Right?
Oh, yeah.
It's got some fantastic extras on there, all good. Yeah, I love this Texas Chainsaw Massacre set. But my number one, and still has not been released, is my Dawn of the Dead set.
Hell yeah.
4K Dawn of the Dead set that you can't really get anywhere. You can get this non-special edition. This has books, and I mean it's just everything.
It's
It's
one of my favorites too. I got the yours is the deluxe boy.
Yeah, that's the
Mine's more
skinnier one.
Mine's show the
This has got the theatrical cut, the extended cut, and the Argento
You
cut.
got a case for that?
I picked up a box for like a pop box to put in.
Turn it to the side so they see the difference. And the way they did it, so you could tell that his is the first print, was that the original Dawn of the Dead poster, most people think it was red, but it was the green. It was like that like throw up green color. But this is still
This has got 4 discs. It's got 4 discs, and it's got 2 CDs of the soundtrack. One of the Goblin soundtrack, one of the original.
Did I get a CD on that?
So
I don't think this has a CD.
Still, that's my favorite box set. I love that.
Yeah, I would agree. This is because I've never been able to own this on disc, and I couldn't afford to buy that $100 set at the time. I think it was like $120 or something,
right.
And I think this was like $40 or $50. So for me, it's still this came with all the cuts, and it's still a great fucking set. You know what I mean? Like it's still hard box set, but I do love that, like that green one. I wish I could have got that one back in the day, but I'm still super happy at least with this. I'd rather have this than be stuck with just like a standard version of it, you know?
Yeah, I can't wait to see what that 4K box of Terrifier is going to look like.
Right.
So you got anything else you want to show for your favorites?
Yeah, give me a second. I was trying to see what you had. And then, I got 3, 4. Let me grab my last one. I definitely have others, but I'm gonna. This is just an honorable mention, but this is one of my favorites because this is going with the Romero set stuff. This I've never been.
Yeah, I love the Martin set.
I love this fucking set, bro. Gorgeous. But yeah. I'm kind of tied between I'd say my Phantasm set. Always wanted this because it came with the sphere, with it, and it's got all 5 of the Phantasm movies on it.
Oh yeah,
it's a really great set, and I got it for a good price. I think I got it for like $50. It was on sale. And a big reason I wanted it, because Phantasm 2 has always been my favorite, And I do have Phantasm 2 on Scream Factory Blu-ray with the slip, but this actually had a new 4K scan on the disc, so that made me really want to get it. Plus, the sphere is awesome.
Yeah, I hate having the sleeves for the discs, but I do like those paper books, though. I like the way they look.
These are the best ones you can have because if you can see that it has like a gloss to them, you know what I mean? So it's a lot softer. I noticed they're super easy to pull in and out. Like they
I have them for the Hitchcock movies, and they scratch the shit out of them.
Yeah, if these ones are really glossy, so these don't get scratched. This is, if they're gonna do that, they need to use whatever material this is.
Yeah, almost like it's almost padded.
Yeah. Yeah, originally I was gonna actually show this for my number 5, because
that's cool.
How did they not do a 4K like they did for this Blu-ray Scream Factory?
I don't know.
Yeah, I wish they had kept like they started doing that with the Halloween 4Ks, and they did Elvira's Haunted Hills for some reason in those hard sets, but it's like I thought they were gonna start like trying to compete with Arrow, and I don't know why, but they fucking didn't. So fourth favorite would be, because I
love that set. I've contemplated buying that a few times because they have put it on sale.
I got it really cheap. I think I had some credit.
But I already have the movies. I have no place to store it. So.
Well, my big reason why is because I didn't own Evil Dead 1 and 2 on 4K. I never got like the steel books or anything.
Yeah.
If I had them on steelbook, I wouldn't have got this. And I also didn't own the show either. It's more to me, it's more of like a display piece. Because
nice.
I hate these sleeves again, but it has awesome artwork in it.
It does,
and these are like really thick pages. And they both come Blu-ray and 4K. Sadly, though, I thought the show was coming in upgraded 4K, but the show's only in Blu-ray.
Yeah,
I think at the time, the show was like $40, and then I was like, I think I got this for like $55. So I was like, for 20 more bucks, I get both movies on 4K and the entire show.
Right.
So I was like, no, might as well. And I was like, if I don't like the way it looks, I'll just send it back. And it also comes with a cool bonus disc, which I believe the bonus disc is from, let's see. Oh, it says Lionsgate, but I thought this was an Anchor Bay bonus disc. Maybe I'm wrong. But I remember I did get, the last page has a cool article. I remember I got the first Evil Dead on Blu-ray, a really awesome steelbook, and it has the classic artwork on it, which I wish I could find an Evil Dead 2 steelbook, because I'd maybe just pop the Blu-ray out. I think it's an Anchor Bay Blu-ray. And just pop it out and put the 4Ks in it. But it's a cool one. It's a cool like display piece.
Certainly is.
Yeah. And I've never seen a set really like this, the way it is. And then the back is really cool.
I love it.
Really cool with the cabin. Yeah, I always have it kind of display in a certain way. And then one of my third favorites.
Great. That's a great set too.
Awesome Arrow. They call it Enter the Video Store Empire of Screams Arrow video box set. Always love this. I love that it actually came with a dust jacket. Like, what box sets come with a dust jacket? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. There's only 2 I know of, and I'm gonna show the one. And then you get it, and then here before I'll show you the artwork on it. It's got artwork from all the movies, and they're standing outside of an Arrow video store. And once you see the movies I show you, you'll kind of see that they got, characters from every movie that's in here. VHS rental. Employees only. Hanging out back by the dumpster. Robot Jocks posted with the drop-off box. I love that. And then pop the top. And then you get every movie individually this is what I love, man. I love, like, Arrow does it so perfect sometimes.
Right.
You know, and the Hellraiser set is perfect, but I just wish that they did them individually. That's my only gripe. And they gave, these actually are the new artworks, but if you want, you could flip them, and you would see, let's see, and every one of these came with lobby cards, so you could flip it and show the original poster art, which normally I would be showing the original poster art, but I thought they did such a great job on the new poster arts for these. They kept like that classic vibe to them, all while being a new poster art, you know. And they're all kind of similar, but Dolls, one of my favorite Stuart Gordon movies. And I love me some Dungeon Master. Cellar Dweller. Actually, this is directed by John Carl Buechler, the guy who created the makeup for Jason Part 7. But most people don't know it. This is Don Mancini, the creator of Chucky's first screenplay writing credit.
Oh, was it really?
But he went under a false name called Kit Dubois. Dolls is really fucking good, man.
Yeah, Dolls is good.
Dolls is awesome. That's Stuart Gordon, man. That's a great. It's one of those like grim fairy tale type movies. They get stuck in the middle of nowhere and they find this old couple's house, and yeah, it's awesome. I'd highly recommend it. Arena. I love this movie, dude. Fucking.
That's good cheesy fun.
Great cheesy fun. This guy, like, kind of in this a human in this underworld alien world, kind of doing these arena fights, man versus monster. Such a fun film. And these all have 2K restorations on them as well, so these movies looked better than they ever have.
Yeah, and for a while there, you could get that whole box set for like $60. It's a deal and a half.
Yep. And I'd say, because I'd already owned Dolls, I believe, I want to say. My biggest reason to buy this set, other than it's fucking incredible, I didn't own any of these on Blu-ray, except I think Dolls. Robot Jocks was like one of the hardest Stuart Gordon films to ever obtain, and I was so happy that this got put in the box set. I hope they do another one of these box sets. Like, Empire should do a second box set like this with other movies. I don't know what they're doing. Hopefully they do it at some point.
Yeah, because they have a ton of movies, yeah.
Dude, they have so many movies, and there's so many other ones I would love for them to do. So I really hope they do it. And I'm sure, like, I remember when this set first came out, it was out of print. And then the sets were going for like a couple $100. And
the only thing I wish, though, is that on the back sides of that artwork, they'd have the original poster, because they don't. But I wish the original poster art was on those, like Robot Jocks is not the original poster art.
Yeah, it is. I just
showed it. The original poster Jocks for that was you can find it if you look online. Yeah, it wasn't that.
It wasn't this?
No.
The other ones are the original, though. This is probably the only one. Huh, you'd have to show it to me, because I thought this was the original poster art. But I know the rest are. Like,
let me see if I can find the original poster art. Yeah.
This is the OG Dungeon Master. I know that for a fact, because I remember renting it as a kid. And I know the Dolls is OG. Cellar Dweller, that's OG. And so is Arena. It must just be Robot Jocks then. Yeah, because the rest are original poster art. That's weird. But yeah, and then it also comes with a cool Arrow Video Magazine booklet. So, and it's a big boy too.
Here's the original poster art right there.
Oh yes, I remember that. Now you show, yeah, that. You know, the post art that I think that's on the one, I think that's the Scream Factory artwork or something, because I think they got the rights from Robot Jocks from Scream Factory. Yeah, I would have rather had that.
This is Gary Graham. He just passed away. This guy, the lead guy, just passed away.
Really? And then My second favorite would probably be this fucking awesome Conan Chronicles. I was debating on getting buy them separate, but then when Scarpad
I
showed
love
off
that box
his,
set.
I love like the shine on this. I love the shine on this. So I ended up just going with the dual pack. Plus, it was like $15 cheaper, and y'all know I need to save a couple bucks when I can. And I don't know what it is. I saw how I love the first one, like said, because I love the OG poster art, which at least you get it there, you know. And I loved like it was an all black hard box, but I don't know, man. I love the shine on this. I love it, and I know too. Scarpad said this is one of the greatest 4K transfers he'd seen.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They
Yeah.
both did, really.
So, and it comes with a nice big box, lobby cards, big ass book, and 2 posters as well. Yeah, a lot of people were saying that this was like one of Arrow's best transfers, and it's obviously the best that it's ever looked. So
Cool.
I love that set. And my last one would be the Psycho box set, the
Yeah, that's
Psycho
great
collection, which is another that has a dust jacket. And they are in single releases. I love the new artwork that they did for these. Only thing I hate is you get your fingerprints on that easy. I love the house.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, because I know Scarpad probably would have been the one to buy it, because now they released a set where it's like Psycho continues only the sequels, so you don't have this on 4K. And he owned this. I think he's got like a steel book and he's got the collection, so he had owned the first Psycho. Would you have gotten the sequels box set, or would you still just got with this one?
I think this one's better.
I do too, because I think this has a maybe different behind the scenes than those sets do. But I love the artwork they did for these. I know originally you weren't a fan of them, and they kind of grew on you, I think. But I know originally you didn't like this new artwork.
Right.
I love it, man. I love the new artwork. I love, like, I don't know. I love how it pops. This is my favorite one.
It's okay. It's different.
I love the artwork on that. I love the original artwork as well, but I love the artwork on these. And I just think they go so well with the black cases. So, and I've always loved these movies so much. One of my favorite franchises. Another big book. And man, I Psycho 3 is one of my favorites. I might like Psycho 3 better than Psycho 2. Psycho 2 is fucking fantastic, but
cool.
Great fucking set, man.
Yeah, thanks for showing those, Dylan.
Baby, that red, man, pops.
Yeah, real quick, this is probably my favorite new steelbook. I got the King Kong.
Yeah, man.
Dino De Laurentiis steelbook. I love how they put the plastic over this now.
So dude, you gotta put, like, people gotta, they need to put the slips over steelbooks, because
and look at that.
It just gets, oh man, I always loved the artwork for that movie.
And then on the inside, let me take the discs out. Because on the inside now you get that.
Man, yeah. That's one thing. The promotional artwork for that movie was fucking fantastic.
So that's one of my favorite new steelbooks. I love that Paramount is doing this slipcover, release. Over.
Yeah.
It really.
Yeah,
really nice.
Paramount's the only one I see that does that.
And the other new line that I like is MVD. MVD is starting to put out some classics. Of course, they did Swamp Thing in 4K. Here's the Ghoulies in 4K. Pick that up. And when this came out, they didn't put Ghoulies 2 only on Blu-ray. Now this summer they're releasing the 4K. They got the rights.
Now they finally got it, yeah. Because I love Ghoulies too. I want to get Ghoulies too I want to get both of them on 4K. So, those MVD 4Ks are just a little pricey.
Yeah, they are. That's why I wait for them to drop in price.
That's why I waited on the Swamp Thing, and I fucking got so lucky when Best Buy was stopping the Blu-rays.
Yeah,
I
like
found
$10.
I found the last Swamp Thing 4K with the slip for like $10.
Yeah.
And dude, that thing was going for like fucking $30 to $50.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, I thank Dylan for coming on, being my first guest, my interviewee. Thank you, Dylan. Let me get Dylan back here.
Brother. Of course.
Oh, what am I doing wrong? There we go.
I
told you I take
forgot
it easy on you. Won't be that
I forgot to
bad.
grab my Beastmaster box set. That's one of my all-time favorites too.
There you go. So thank you, Dylan, for coming on, and thank you guys for jumping in here. It's been fun in the chat, and I hope you guys had a good time. So look for another Sunday sit down with somebody, maybe just myself. Who knows? I'm going to show off my steelbooks, I think, next week, some of my steelbooks. So feel free to drop in next Sunday to check those out. I mean, Dylan is welcome to come in and
you got some great steelbooks. So
join me if he likes on Sunday, if he has a time. Don't forget tonight at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, we're doing Terra Firma up on Kick. So join my Kick channel, kick.com Scarpad for Terra Firma. Now probably the last one I do because that movie's fucking whacked. It's really whacked. Thank you, Two Gun, for asking for that.
Thank you for sending us both a copy.
There you go. Thank you for that too. And also tomorrow, I believe, hopefully the our GoldenEye review will be up on YouTube. So look for that. If not tomorrow, very early in the week. And next week we have another Stephen King movie, right? What do we get next week?
Sleepwalkers.
That's a good one.
Can't wait for
Underrated.
That's going to be a fun one. Yeah, we could have went another 2 hours easily. That's for sure. Scarpad and I could sit here all day.
But I got laundry to do, motherfucker. All right, guys. We'll catch you maybe tonight on Kick, and we'll see you later on in the week. So everybody have a good night, good afternoon.
All righty.
Good Sunday, and we'll catch you later, man.
We'll see you guys.